you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. Yep, doing good. Just a little earlier today.
Yeah, it is
Straight.
a little. It is. We have the founder of ReflHEXion today. His name is Stu, and he would have had to do it super, super late if we would have done it at our normal time. So glad that we were able to get on right now. This actually worked better for me too, just because I'm in a different time zone as you right now.
Yeah, two different time zones, huh?
Yeah, exactly. We're not super close as we typically are.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right, well, let's bring Stu on. Hey, Stu, how are you doing?
Hi guys, how's it going?
So
It's
good.
going great. Yeah, it's good. It is great to
Excellent.
have you on.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, of course. Thanks for jumping on, especially because I know it's still late where you're at right now. So thanks for taking
Yeah,
the time.
that's all right. It's just went 11:05, but that's absolutely fine. Not a problem at all.
Oh my goodness. Well, thanks for being here. Excited to chat about the Reflection Project and just everything that it has going on. So, how about you take the next little while and tell us about yourself, tell us about the project, and then we can go into like maybe more in-depth questions.
Sure, no problem. So, um, obviously, I'm Stu. Um, I have just to give you a general background on myself. I qualified a number of years ago as an architect, and done that practice for a while, and started to get involved in software development probably about 8 years ago, and I had an idea for a design application, and basically partnered up with someone that I worked with for quite a while, and we developed a 3D design and visualization tool for a specific industry. We launched it very successfully in the UK, which quickly spread through into Europe, and into the US as well. And we sold out successfully a number of years ago. Um, and I've kind of been involved in crypto for which a lot of people are very surprised about, just a little over a year. Um, I missed out on the Pulse sacrifice, but was fortunate enough to get in on the Pulse X sacrifice. But having a technical mind and being in software, it didn't take me too long to kind of pick up the core elements of what crypto's all about. And I'm one of these people that retain knowledge very well. So when I read something and I understand it, it kind of sticks. So um, I spent a number of months researching and just understanding as much I could about cryptocurrency and decentralized finance overall, and kind of fell in love with it, to be quite honest. So it led me to coming up with the idea for the Reflection project, which is, as its namesake states, is a reflectionary token. So the key thing about our project is that the core main utility is that, sorry, just a wee second. The core main utility is that you're going to be able to receive reward coins as your reflections in any coin on the Pulse chain. So simply just by holding RFX in your wallet, you're going to be able to receive any coin on Pulse chain, and we're going to be exclusively launching on the Pulse chain as well. So we're not going to be cross network or anything like that. It's purely a Pulse chain project. The other key part of the Reflection project is the staking pools and the staking feature, which in essence is more of a stability pool, and that differs slightly from the core utility, where if you stake your RFX tokens, there will be a set pool sort of time lock for it. May be like a few months, it may be 6 months, it might be more, and you will be rewarded a guaranteed number of RFX tokens, or a percentage reward, for staking in that stability pool, or staking pool. And the third part of the project, which is a human element, and I'm very much treating this like a business venture, in terms of having a professional approach to the whole thing. And the Launchpad partnership program that we have is designed where we would be looking to partner with other pulse chain projects in the space to expose our community to other new and trusted projects or existing projects, and also to invite other communities to come and take a look at what we're doing with ReflHEXion as well. And there's different extra bonus rewards, if you like, by setting your reflectionary token to the partnership token for that partnership period. So there are incentives for doing that and extra rewards for doing that. So that's kind of the general introduction.
Okay, that's awesome. So I would love to know more about how you hold for rewards in any of the tokens. So when I first learned about ReflHEXion, it was day 2 of the sacrifice. And so I made a video on it, and it was really cool to just see what it was. And I think it is a really good idea. And so you hold for the rewards in any of the tokens. How does that even work?
Yeah, so you simply just hold them in your wallet. It's that simple. But the way that the rewards are generated is there is an entry and exit fee to get in and out of the project, and that's set at 15% on the way in and 15% on the way out. And it's not like a tax or anything like that. And people have been a bit critical about the fact that there's a tax on buying and selling and things like that. It's actually 100% of the entry and exit fees are distributed back to the project 100% of the time. So there are no none of those tokens go to the team, or none of them get burnt or anything like that. All of it is returned back as value to the project 100%. So when I should also mention, by the way, the only way that you can get RFX tokens is if you sacrifice. Sorry, beg your pardon. Let me correct that. The only way you can get ReflHEXion tokens without paying the entry fee is by sacrificing. So effectively, after the sacrifice is ended, this opportunity cost, shall we call it, to get access to the tokens, the 15% is then taken and distributed. And I will explain to you how the tokenomics of that works. So let's have a look. I'll just bring it up so that I'm making sure that I'm doing this right. So you would get 85% of your overall purchase into your wallet. So that has an 85% positive impact on the price of the ReflHEXion chart when someone buys. 10% of that is reflected back to everyone that's holding. So in any coin, shall we say, 3% is held for the staking pools. 1% is for reserve liquidity, and the treasury for the project gets 1%. So the treasury, is just to clarify on that, would be used by the contract for anything at a specific time as it sees fit. So we're putting some intelligence into the way that that's programmed to allow the treasury wallet to be used to perhaps create some additional liquidity if it's required, or give extra rewards out for staking pools, or it could be the bonus for setting your ReflHEXion token as the partnership token. The exit fee is distributed in exactly the same way. So all of that is effectively returned back to the community in some form.
Okay, that's really neat. And so the reward is any token. Within that, do you select which one you want, or?
Yeah. So
Okay.
you've got the choice. You've got the choice to do that. There are going to be some basic kind of requirements for a project to be listed, if you like. So they would need to be KYC'd. Their contract would need to be audited, among other things. But there won't be any voting on what projects become available. So as long as the minimum criteria is met by another third-party project, then they can apply to effectively get their project listed, or it would just be added automatically. So that is kind of how that works. But I should say as well that one of the other key parts that's very important is that there needs to be a liquidity pair there as well. So when PulseChain launches, all those ERC20 copies that come over, if they're not backed by any liquidity on the PulseChain, then you wouldn't be able to select that as your reward coin. So there's a few minimum requirements for other projects tokens to be set as your reward. To set your reward, we've actually got a demo D app up and running on the website. So if you go to the homepage, it's the big green button. You can't miss it right there. And you can go in there and you can have a look to see how the front end is going to operate with the D app. And it's quite intuitive, and it kind of tells its own story when you look at that. But just to very quickly summarize, you're going to be able to select a drop down and set whatever it is that you want. So let's say it's PLSX, and you can click that drop down and set that as your ReflHEXion token. You can receive it by manual claim whenever you want. So let's say you want to save up on your PLSX reflections for a couple of weeks, and then you want to go in and do a manual claim, and then figure out if you're going to put it in a single-sided staking pool or whatever you want to do at that point. There's also going to be an option for you to set a time interval where, a frequency of days or weeks or whatever you want, to be able to have the contract automatically push those reflections directly to your wallet. So there's a combination of options there. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. I just brought up the website as you talked through it, so I'm going to put that in the chat just so if anyone wants to go check that out, you definitely can. That's awesome. And so will you eventually have a D app that you can use with testnet, or will you just eventually go live with mainnet?
Yeah, we do intend to have an operational testnet version available probably within the next sort of 5 weeks maximum, I think. No expectations, of course. So that's what we're aiming for at the moment. And you're going to be able to go on there and have a proper play around with a live functioning demo rather than the visuals that we've got there on the website at the minute. So yes is the answer to that. I just wanted to jump back very quickly, FC, if that's all right, to talk about a wee bit more of the token mechanics in terms of how the reflections actually are delivered. So this is a key question that we get asked quite a lot. So it would be good to just cover it quickly at this point at the moment, just as we're on the topic. The technical way that the contract actually works is that it doesn't. When the entry fee and exit fees are collected into the relevant wallets for reflections or staking pools or to create liquidity or things like that, they're not held in the native RFX token. So when someone buys RFX on the DEX, the 15% is automatically swapped by the contract and held over as stable coins. And that's really important to note, because typically reflectionary token projects can garner these tokens and build them up in a big bag, and then at a point when the rewards are going to get distributed, they get sold off, and it has a massive negative price impact on the chart. So we're fixing that by effectively having the wallet do that swap immediately at the point of sale, if you like, to then hold it off in a stable coin, so that there's stability within the rewards at the point of the buys and sells. So I just wanted to clarify that point, because it is a question that we get answered quite a lot.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that's great.
We do have a question. Will there be any metrics shown to help people choose which tokens they choose?
Yes. So there was some ideas that we had about having some information right there in the DApp so that people can make choices on what they may want to choose as their reflection. So, there could be a few different charts there on, some of the key projects and the key token, the main tokens like PLSX and PLS. But maybe we would have information on our partnership projects there as well, so you can make a judgment call. There's another sort of feature which is quite cool as well, is that if you set your reflections as a manual claim, you can actually change the reward token that you get before you do a manual claim, so you can store up the stable coins in the background, if you like, for as long as you want to. And let's say there's a big dip on another project and you want to take advantage of it, you can swap out your reflection choice at that point and choose that one as your reward coin. So you've got options to be able to play around with that and do different things. So there's quite a lot of different sort of game theories behind how you might be able to use it. I mean, you could just set a daily or a weekly reward on one of your favorite projects, and just gain it constantly over time.
Wow. That is very neat. Well, let's take a second and let's say hi to the chat. We have a couple people here. Dad, if you have any questions, feel free to think about those right now while I say hi to the chat. Wealthy's here. What's up? We have Infinite H. Hey. And Phil R. Hello. Pulsate. What's up? Let's see. Pulse Chain Hex Crypto. Very long name. Hello. See you. Cute little cat. Love that. Old School Chemistry's here. Hello. And then Crypt of the Python. Hello. Thanks for being here, everyone. If you have questions about the ReflHEXion project, feel free to put them in the chat. And it looks like MJ Money is here. Okay, MJ Money brought up kind of a question. 30% total tax is a lot. What do you have to say to that, Stu?
Okay, so it's not a tax. We don't call it a tax. It's an opportunity cost. Now, to put it into perspective, if you made we had one of our guys in our community actually done a fantastic spreadsheet, and I'll make sure that we share it on Twitter after the podcast. But basically, the RFX project is designed to be held. It's not a trading token where you jump in and you jump out. It's designed to be held over a period of time. And one of our guys actually did a spreadsheet on this and showed with very, very small daily volume of around about $10,000 a day, which is tiny for a project like this. And to do that, you would get your entire principal back in reflection coins within like a 12-month period, I think it was. It was just a little over a year. And that is where we're really, really conservative sort of numbers. The other thing as well is that our project token could actually be a stable coin. It doesn't need to have price volatility or appreciation, but we've kept that feature there. So it's just a standard token in that respect. It goes up and down with the markets as usual. But the key part of our project is all about volume. So if you get the minimum volume, and let's not make expectations, but hopefully get nice appreciation, people are just not going to care about the tax to get in if they intend to hold over a long period of time. The second part as well is that if you get in the sacrifice, you don't pay any entry fees whatsoever. If you hold for 777 days, then you get a 50% break on the exit fees. So if you sacrifice, you would only ever pay 7.5% exit fee to be involved in the project for as long as you wanted. So some people may feel that it's a lot. The way that it works, we've simulated this 110 times, and it works as long as people are prepared to hold. And we're offering this up to a community of, you know, people that stake for hex and are probably the strongest diamond hands. So this should be easy for you know, guys to be able to do that. It's and it's designed to be held. So that's the key part. So I'm sorry if he feels it's high, but that's the numbers that need to make it work. And if you're prepared to hold, then you know everybody's going to win.
Okay, that's totally makes sense. Oh, Doug, go ahead.
777 days, and then you get half of the off. I mean, everybody's probably holding at 5555 anyway, so this is that's
it.
nothing.
Absolutely, and I don't want to compare us to Hex in any way whatsoever, but you know, there are penalties when you end your stakes early with Hex, and you know, you could treat that as an exit fee to get out of the project at an earlier time. So, you know, if you're prepared to hold, you're going to get the discount, and if you hold for even longer or decide to never sell, then as long as the project continues to get volume, you continue to get ReflHEXion rewards. And just another thing as well, which I think is quite important, is that this is not a project that is designed for people to go all in on. It's a supplementary, you know, investment, shall we say, that can be used to add to some of your other strategies that you may have with some of the other Pulse Chain projects. And you know, you can split your wallets up into different wallets to get different rewards and have it automated. So there's loads of different game plans and ideas that people are coming up with on how they can utilize the utility.
Good. What is the longest stake you can do?
So the contract will be given some fixed parameters to automatically create the stability and staking pools. At the moment, the way that the numbers are shown is that they're going to be sort of maybe 3 or 4 different lengths of staking periods, and it's going to vary from maybe a few months to 6 months, perhaps 9 months, as much as 12 months. So these pools will be available. You would be offered a guaranteed fixed APY return for holding in that pool. And you're going to be able to end your stake early. But here's the cool thing about how our staking pools work, all right? So let's say, so there's a fixed available amount of number of tokens that can be staked within a specific pool. And if you stake your tokens and then a few weeks into it, you decide, do you know what, I'm going to take my RFX back out of that staking pool and I'm just going to hold it and I'm just going to receive reflections. When you do that, what happens is that you don't get penalised on your end stake or emergency end stake early. But what does happen is the rewards that you would have received are put into a bonus pool, and everybody that holds out for the full length of time of the entire pool will get an a proportionate share of those bonuses that the others have given up on. But there is no penalty on ending your stake early. So we don't want to take anything away from people, but they're not going to get the reward. And that bonus would then be given to everyone else that does the full term.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Say hi to a couple people. Hey, Ben. Said he's excited for this project. And then Gifford, what's up? Cool. All right, I have a couple of questions for you. So is the sacrifice still open?
Yes, it is. We are on day 41 just now. We just took the decision yesterday as well. Excuse me. We just took the decision yesterday as well to extend the current rate for another 27 days. So we did that with the last rate, which was $1.25 per 10,000 sacrifice points. So we've just went, we just changed rate a few days ago to $1.30 per 10,000 sacrifice points, and that was only going to be for a few days, and then the bonding curve was going to get really quite aggressive. But what we've found with this bear market and terrible conditions that everyone's experiencing at the minute is that we're getting loads of messages from people to say we really want to get involved, but you know, we feel like we're going to miss out and things like that. We've also got some. We've been getting a lot of interest for a lot of other third-party projects in terms of wanting to partner them with us as well. So we're getting extra exposure to their communities. And we haven't quite met our sacrifice target yet as well. So we're going to keep it flexible for the next month. Keep that rate as a flat rate for the next another 27 days. And we're also going to modify the bonding curve on the way out a little bit, just to give people a bit more time that might be catching us just at the end.
Okay.
That's good. So if when PulseChain launches, say if it did in a month, would you be ready to launch?
No, we are not. We don't intend to launch when PulseChain goes live. We are thinking at the moment it's going to be probably about 6 weeks to maybe a couple of months maximum after PulseChain goes live that we would go live. We don't want to get our guys wrecked with huge amounts of volatility, so we want things to have some sort of stability. And I think for us, one of the key indicators is going to be when Liquid Loans pushes the big red button and say we're going for it now, and we're probably not going to be very long after that, to be quite honest.
Totally makes
Yeah.
sense. Cool. Okay. Is there a special meaning between or behind the 777 stake?
No, there's not. What I think the reason that number came about is it comes back to what I was saying earlier about the you know, how long would it take on a very low daily volume to effectively get your entire investment back, just by holding and getting rewards in other coins. Now, there are a lot of different factors, and there are a huge number of variables that can change that. So we try to factor some of that into the calculations, but you know, a moderate investment amount held for that length of time sees you get some, you know, nice returns. No expectations, of course. We've got on the DApp demo website, there's actually a calculator on there. It's not financial advice by any means, but it definitely allows anybody to go there and plug some numbers in that they think, you know, the market could do, and how well ReflHEXion could do, and what would happen with Pulse, and all of that over a period of time, to get an idea of the type of returns that you're going to get. So the 777 days works out nice with some of the moderate and conservative numbers. And obviously, if it performs better than that, then, you know, if it performs as well as we think it's going to perform, then I don't think anybody's going to want to remove their reflections after 777 days, but time will tell.
Absolutely.
Well, I remember I sacrificed for it. I think I just, yeah, you sacrificed too, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think we both did.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it. So yeah, we're excited. Yeah,
We are.
Great.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the support.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I do have one question for you, and it's kind of right when you started. So you said you got into crypto about a year ago, and you just started probably just the bull run of everything, and the excitement probably got you interested. Is that right?
I had actually dabbled in crypto just a wee bit before that, to be quite honest with you, but it was through centralized exchanges, and I really didn't like the experience. So I kind of left it for a while, and then came back to it and started to really, you know, get interested in, you know, what was happening with Hex and various other projects as well. And it was someone else that told me about that got me really interested in starting to look into the real mechanics of how it all works. So I spent a huge amount of time, I mean a number of months, researching stuff. I was very active in the main PulseChain chat, as well. Like every day for months and months. And that was also a good education as well, to be quite frank. But there's nothing better than doing your own research and garnering as much knowledge as possible. But I think because I had a background in software and self-taught coder from a number of years ago, that it was very easy for me to pick up the fundamentals and start to build a picture of what what was happening in the space.
So did you just barely miss the pulse chain sacrifice?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I
It's a sore
didn't tell
point.
you.
It's a sore point.
Oh, it's okay. I did too, but mine's for a dumb reason. So I just didn't do it, which was sad.
Well,
But
it's easy. If you get some RFX tokens, you can just set it as your reward and get as much as you want for as long as you want. So easy peasy.
Yeah, I'll just acquire it in a different way.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Well, that's great.
Okay.
So you're set yourself with really with Pulse Chain, and it looks like there's other people that are other chains, layer ones that are interested as well at this point. You said.
Yeah, we've got one other project that have announced that they're going to be bridging over to the Pulse chain. I can't say too much about who we're partnering with at the moment. We do have a few that are sort of confirmed, and we've announced it just to our Telegram group at the minute. But we're still to finalise a lot of the finer details, and everybody's busy building at the moment as well. And we feel like we've got time to do that. So, but there is one particular project that we're going to be partnering with that's going to create a really nice utility right at the very start. It's going to be a one-off thing that happens, and it's going to have a positive impact on the project at the start of the, when we open the gates, if you like. So we've also got another couple of projects just to get everybody's sort of juices flowing a bit on what's going to be happening. But there is one particular project that we only just had confirmed today that we're definitely going to be partnering with, and we're finalising some of the final details. But this one's going to be huge. I'm super excited, and I cannot wait to tell everyone who it is and what it is. But it's going to be revolutionary, which is another reason why we've decided to extend the this flat rate for a little while, because it's going to be huge.
Well, that's good. That's great. Well, maybe after you announce or whatever, jump on with us, and we can you can promote it here too as well. So yeah, that's really great. I'm excited.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
That is great news. Let's say hi to a couple people. Hope Road's here. What's up? And Neil also showed up. Hey everyone. Thanks everyone for being here. Okay, next question. How many people are on your team, Stu?
Okay, so I'm kind of the front man, if you like. I came up with the idea and whiteboarded the whole thing, and worked with. So I've got one developer that sits alongside me in real life, and he's the real coding guy. He's the genius guy that makes the stuff work in the background. I just tell him how it needs to work, and he goes and makes it work. So he sits alongside me and does that. But we've also got an outsourced development company that is very, very well known. They're new to the Richard Hart Pulse chain ecosystem and things like that. And early on, when we signed the contracts with them to effectively give them the work, they were a bit uncomfortable about saying who they were because of the idea of a sacrifice. So there was a bit not concern, but just a lack of understanding from their perspective. Why don't you just do a normal pre-sale or something like that? So it took a long time for them to come to terms with that. So we decided that what we would do is we would get the team fully KYC'd, which is available to view on the website. but that the team wouldn't, the rest of the team wouldn't actually dox themselves until after the sacrifice has finished, and that we've at least got something up and running on testnet. But when everyone finds out who they are, you know, it's again, it's going to be too late, but because the sacrifice will be over. But they're an amazing team.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. When it comes to your code, is it going to be open source?
So we are writing the contract from scratch. It's been created from scratch. We're not forking anything else. There's been some talk about how we might be able to obfuscify the code. I don't know quite how the community is going to accept that if we went ahead and done it. The contract will be audited. You know, we don't want people messing around with it. And I don't know if that needs to. I don't know if it needs to be obfuscified, but it's going to be fully renounced. It's going to be immutable. No admin keys. It's going to tick all the boxes in terms of when it goes live. We're going to keep an eye on it for a couple of weeks and just make sure everything's running properly, and then we're going to commit it to the blockchain. And after that, it's going to be self-sufficient thereafter. It probably will be open sourced if I'm quite honest with you. I'd like to think that we will set the standard for what a ReflHEXion token is in the future, because we're fixing it effectively. The other ones don't work, but this one will. So we will get copycats. People will try to imitate this in some way, but we're here first, and that makes a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's really impressive. And it's exciting just that once mainnet does come out, that will even be a thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. ReflHEXion is probably going to be the most useful protocols to be released on PulseChain. The utility is limitless. Thanks for saying that, Neil. Cool. Dad, what other questions do you have?
I think pretty much everything that I wanted to know was answered. I just really kind of was, like I said, I was curious about your background, and it sounds like once you get something once you understand something, you really hold on to it. So it was
It totally was. I think it was only just going to be a matter of time before I got into crypto, and as soon as I realised what the opportunities were, it was an absolute no-brainer. But I'm one of these people. When you get a hold of something, it's like I'm just driven to understand it to its completeness, and I'm not satisfied until I know as much as possible about it, and then you start to pick up new stuff, and then you start to connect the dots, and that's just the way that my mind works. My mind kind of works in a visual way, because I'm a qualified architect. I think visually in my mind, so when you start to paint that picture, it's like you're just connecting the dots in your head, and suddenly it's like, oh, light bulb moment, so that's very much how I operate.
Yeah, that is great. It's always fun to hear how people. I mean, when I started, I bought lots of different coins and tokens and lots of lots of different crypto, and I saw something on one of the YouTube streams about Richard ReflHEX, and so I thought, well, this looks good. We'll just try. So everything that I've tried, a couple have done really well, but I think Hex is. I think you're long, and now PulseChain, the way Richard does stuff. I think it's the way to go. So, yeah, you just have to position yourself, just get in front of that big wave, huh? So I think
absolutely, yeah. The opportunity is huge.
It is. So yeah, and this will be great too. So just to stake the ReflHEXion token and watch everything grow. So
absolutely, yeah. I'm glad you guys are involved. Absolutely. It's a community project, and because we work with other projects, we kind of encourage some discussion around what other projects are doing and who might be a fit candidate for a partnership early on as well. So we kind of there's no discussion point within our Telegram and within the community to kind of talk about other projects, and so we're quite all embracing and agnostic in that respect. So we want to be as inclusive as possible. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think just supporting everybody. I mean, because we need people to cross over from Ethereum and from Binance Smart Chain and from Avalanche and from Solana. We need those cross chains. We need people to find Pulse Chain. So and projects like this, I think we're gonna have more than a DEX and a layer one and a wallet. So we need projects like this. So that's why I'm excited and always willing to jump in and support everybody. So yep, it's I think what did Maddie Allen say, Rachel? How many projects were there? Were there over 100 now on Pulse Chain?
I thought there was over 50. But the chart, actually thinking about it, that chart, it looked like there was a lot more.
Yeah. So yeah, it's great. I hope that I mean I think we're all pretty invested in Pulse Chain and the Hex. So yeah, so I'm excited. This will be great, and I'm looking forward to when you go live and when I can just stake and not have to decide what token. So
that's going to be the hardest part. What reward?
Yeah.
What reward are you going to choose?
I know. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I'm a sucker for Hex, though. I want to build up. I have a goal for how many Hex I want, so so I will. I gotta build it up about double what it is right now. So
yeah,
I might do that. But then I also like Pulse X. But I think I was lucky enough to sacrifice for Pulse Chain, so I'm fine with what I have there. But definitely Hex would be good. So anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So couple of quick things. So if you sacrificed for Pulse X, you're going to get an airdrop of RFX tokens. So you guys may have missed that announcement, but we announced that just before we uploaded the technical white paper a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
But the cool thing is that we're doing it in reverse order. So if you were the lowest staker for Pulse X, you're gonna be in the tiered group to get the highest number of rewards for RFX. And if you're the biggest whale that sacrificed at the top, you're not going to get very much. So we want to reward the majority of those that sacrifice for Pulse X, and they're going to be able to go over and claim those tokens and start earning some rewards. And that's going to get some attention as well.
Wow, that's great. Woohoo, more. That's good.
That is great. Okay, you kind of went over this earlier, but I'll have to go over it again. What's the criteria for projects that Reflection wants to partner with?
Yeah, so it's kind of the key things that anybody would look at before they made an investment into any project. So there's not going to be a formal vetting procedure. Everybody's going to need to do their own research. We're not going to, we're not going to add a token to the list because, we know something that everyone else doesn't. There's just going to be key sort of indicators, and that would be like a fully KYC team. The general things that you would look at yourself before making an investment. And if they meet that criteria, so they've got a liquidity pair on the Pulse chain, they're KYC'd, perhaps the team's doxed, things like that. So, there'll be a general requirement, and if that requirement's met, then you can set that as your ReflHEXion token, or it'll be available for you to set it.
Cool. Thanks for answering that again. So, will ReflHEXion be making an appearance at PulseCon?
Haha, good question. We're debating it at the moment. So, Carmen got in touch with us a while back, and she just recently released an updated document for PulseCon where they've got like a value booth, because we felt that some of the other booth costs were really expensive, and then I'm going to need to fly over from Scotland, obviously. So there are a lot of costs associated with that, and we were kind of weighing up the options. So we've not made a final decision yet, but there is a chance, a small chance, that we might be there.
Cool. Well, if you do go, we can meet in person.
Perfect.
That'd be great. That would be good. So, all right.
Cool. And then we like to ask most of the people that come on our channel, when do you think mainnet will launch?
Oh, right. Okay. So I had a conversation with someone about this today, right?
Oh, okay.
And this is probably the best theory I've heard yet. But what I have to say is I might get some of the details of this wrong, because I've not seen a couple of the latest RH videos. I've just not had the time. I'm busy building stuff at ReflHEXion, so it's trying to find the time to watch all the videos as neon impossible. Let me just try and quickly wrap this up. So what he said was something was mentioned about Richard hiring a yacht at some point in August. Did you guys catch that?
Yes.
Okay.
I did. Yeah.
Right. So you know more about this than me then.
Probably not, but probably like the same amount.
Yeah. So it sort of feels like they're getting close to filming the end of the documentary, right? And he's planning on hiring a yacht. And if you're going to hire a yacht, you're probably going to have a party. And what better way to have a party on a yacht and end a documentary when Pulse Chain goes live? Don't know.
Huh. That is a good theory. I have not heard that one.
That is the best, and that is hot off the press. So I don't know. There's loads of ideas, but that's the best I've heard.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. And that's like probably within the last couple of days, because Richard tweeted, it honestly may have been yesterday, but that he was looking for a yacht.
Yeah,
He just needs to buy one. $5 or $10 million, it's fine. You know, just get 100-footer. Yeah, just buy it. Oh, right. I think he should. That would be the way. That would be the way to launch.
The
right?
Pulse Chain yacht. I love it.
Yeah.
That's how you launch. That would be awesome. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I like that. That is really good. He did say on the PulseCon that online that he had two teams, and that they were one was the one that was going to produce or just a lot more throughput, and then one was just doing the regular stuff, and they were kind of racing. So that might kind of push things along faster as well. Maybe
I think there was another tweet that was sent out where he mentioned something big had been complete as well. So it sounds like they're making good progress. And well, I hate trying to predict the markets. It's impossible because you just don't know what's going to happen next. Yeah. But you know, with the way things are going and some of the conversations and information that I'm hearing and some of the other trading chats that I'm involved in is that, you know, this little bounce that we're seeing at the minute might go down again and then could be there in August, who knows? And if it ties in with that, it could all just converge at the right time. Who knows? And he'll be hailed a god after that if that happens, obviously. Yeah. But, you know, it's all about the timing. I think that's a key factor here as well. You know, everybody's got different opinions on it, but you know, it is what it is. Just be patient.
Yep, it's your Pulse and your PulseX are staked. there's stakes you can't get to yet, but it's growing. So that's how I look at it. It's already stake.
Yeah.
So that's it's safe from us from withdrawing it.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, he's saving us from ourselves.
Yeah. Yep. Honestly. Stu, what day is it again for the sacrifice? Did you say 41?
Yeah, we're on day 41 at the minute. I've just noticed though, if you're on the website, it looks like the rate's going to change again tonight. It's not. This rate will be held for another 27 days. That actually, if you have a look at the Hex Pulse info sacrifice page, hexpulse.info, you'll see the correct information there. We just need to do a quick update on the website because we only made the final decision on extending that tomorrow. So the $1.30 for 1,000 sacrifice points will last for another 27 days. So I'll try and get that updated tonight or tomorrow. But if you look at the content on the hexpulse.info page, that's the right info on the sacrifice.
Awesome. That's great. Well, Stu, where can everyone find you and where can they find the ReflHEXion project?
Yeah, so the website is ReflHEXion.com. It's ReflHEXion.com, which is the main website. It's got all the links on it there. It's got our Twitter, our Telegram group. We've got a few videos on YouTube where there's actually a really useful video on YouTube if you're interested in looking at a bit more depth to the D-app demo. I actually did a sort of walkthrough video demo that explains it in a much more detailed way. So it's quite good to watch that one if you want to find it a bit more, and it'll help you understand the details of how it's all going to work in a visual way. So yeah, we're over on Telegram. I'm active mostly on the Telegram channel. So if anyone's got kind of technical questions or general queries, come and join us there. The Twitter is kind of our announcement platform, so we use that for general stuff like new strategy ideas that the community are coming up with and what they can do with the project. And we're going to be launching a competition in the next 24 hours as well with some really cool prizes and free stuff. So if you're in the Telegram, you'll be first to hear about that. So come and join us.
Cool. Awesome. Well, Stu, thank you so much for joining us tonight. How we end our streams is my dad loves memes, and so we're going to look at a meme, and this one is actually very fitting for what we talked about, funny enough.
Okay.
So let me share my screen. Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so me buying crypto with my salary be like, and I'm assuming he's on a yacht. It looks like it. So I don't know how that all ended up working out so well, but here we are.
Love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good meme, Dad. I like it.
I thought it'd be good. It was fitting. But hopefully those dollars will be floating. The wind will blow them back. The pulse chain wind will blow them back to us,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
I think they will.
Awesome. Well, thanks to everyone in the chat for chatting with us tonight. And Stu, thanks again. Excited for the project, ReflHEXion.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great fun, and I'll come back anytime you want me.
Awesome.
Sounds
Thanks
a lot.
Bye.
Bye for now, guys. Cheers now.